Today marks more than the expansion of a factory. It marks the expansion of Ghana's industrial ambition. The Phase 2 expansion of B5 Plus is not an isolated investment. It is part of a broader structural shift in our economy, from dependence on raw material exports to value-added industrial production. Steel consumption is a strong indicator of industrial development. Across emerging economies, per capita steel consumption rises in tandem with infrastructural growth, urbanization, and industrial expansion. Ghana's annual steel demand is estimated at over 1.2 million metric tons, driven mainly by construction, energy infrastructure, mining, and manufacturing. Historically, a significant portion of this demand has been met through importation, and which have placed pressure on our foreign exchange reserves. The expansion of this facility strengthens domestic capacity to substitute those imports, to save us foreign exchange, to improve our trade balance, to stabilize our supply chains, and to reduce exposure to global price volatility. If we reduce steel imports by even 20 to 30% annually, the foreign exchange savings alone could amount to hundreds of millions of dollars. This is what industrial sovereignty is about. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is uniquely positioned in West Africa. We are politically stable. We host the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area. We have deep water ports in Tema and Takoradi. We have an expanding energy infrastructure. So this creates a strategic opportunity for domestic and foreign investors. Under the African Continental Free Trade Area, a market of 1.4 billion people with a combined GDP exceeding 3 trillion is gradually opening up for intra-African trade. Steel products manufactured here in Ningo can serve the ECOWAS construction markets, the Sahelian infrastructure projects, mining operations across West Africa, cement and mineral processing industries across the whole sub-region. Instead of importing steel from Asia or Europe, West Africa can source competitively from Ghana's manufacture. This is a regional value chain integration in real practice. Industrial capacity requires raw material security. Ghana generates substantial volumes of scrap metal annually. Through construction, demolition, vehicle imports, and industrial activity. For too long, a significant portion of that scrap had been exported in its raw form. By restricting non-ferrous scrap exports, the government ensures local processors have priority access to raw material for their production. This policy of banning non-ferrous scrap is expected to boost processed metal exports by $250 to $300 million annually. It will also create 5,000 to 10,000 new jobs. It will increase tax revenues through value-added tax, corporate taxes, and pay as you earn. And I want to note that B5 Plus Group is one of GRA's very good payers. But they say the audits are too many. If you audit once a while, it's okay. You can't come and audit every year. And they've paid more than 300 million cedis in taxes and are looking to exceed 500 million very soon. We are moving up the value chain. We're exporting finished and semi-finished products, not raw scrap. Under the Big Push infrastructure program, government is investing heavily in roads and highways, railway modernization, bridges and interchanges, energy transmission lines, affordable housing, and industrial parks. All these I have mentioned require iron and steel. Africa is projected to require over 100 billion annually in infrastructure development. West Africa alone faces significant infrastructure deficits. If Ghana develops a strong steel base, we will not only build our own roads and bridges, we will also supply steel to the whole sub-region. This is how infrastructure becomes industrial strategy. The 24-hour economy program is particularly relevant to energy-intensive industries such as steel manufacturing. And I had the honor and privilege yesterday to sign the 24-hour authority bill into law. And I know that B5 Plus Group is one of the first companies that will register under the 24-hour economy initiative. Steel production benefits from continuous operation to reduce energy wastage, improve furnace efficiency, lower unit production costs, and maximize asset utilization. With dedicated industrial tariff reforms, improved grid stability, and expanding domestic gas supply, manufacturing can operate competitively beyond the traditional hours. The allocation of 110 million Ghana cedis in the 2026 budget to operationalize the 24-hour initiative program reflects our seriousness. When factories run 3 shifts instead of 1, employment rises, productivity increases, and exports expand. We've been engaged in fiscal reform in order to support industry and business. In the 2026 budget, we've introduced measures that directly benefit manufacturers. We abolished the COVID-19 health recovery levy. We reduced the effective VAT rate from 21.9% to 20%. We've introduced digital VAT monitoring systems, and we're reviewing the income tax, customs, and excise regimes. Predictable tax policies lower uncertainty, the lower compliance friction, and reduce operational costs. Digital systems reduce leakages and unfair competition. Industrial investors must compete on productivity and not navigate through unpredictability. Ghana's mining sector, gold, bauxite, manganese, and lithium, requires significant steel inputs for crushing and grinding, structural reinforcement, heavy equipment maintenance, and mineral processing. With expanding mineral processing initiatives and our commitment to local content in mining, domestic steel manufacturing will become strategically important. We must integrate mining and metal processing into a coordinated industrial ecosystem. At full capacity, facilities such as this we're going to commission today create direct factory employment, technical and engineering jobs, transport and logistics employment, SME supply chain opportunities, apprenticeship and vocational training opportunities. Industrialization deepens skills development. It creates metallurgists, mechanical engineers, industrial technicians, quality control specialists, and plant managers. That competence is what transforms a nation from an importer to a producer. As host of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Ghana has a responsibility to demonstrate that continental integration can deliver tangible results. Regional trade must move beyond speeches and communiques. Regional trade must translate into factories exporting to neighboring countries. And B5 Plus is a practical demonstration of that effort. Ladies and gentlemen, industrial transformation does not happen overnight. It is a process, and it requires strategic policy, a stable macroeconomic economy, private sector confidence, infrastructure investment, skilled labor, and regional integration. So today's commissioning signals that Ghana is moving on the right path. Let me commend the board, management, and especially the staff of B5 Plus for your confidence and hard work in advancing this enterprise and raising Ghana's industrial potential. I also want to salute the traditional authorities and people of La Pleku for welcoming industrial growth in your community. It is a positive for industrial expansion to continue to take place because it provides employment for our young people in the area. And so I urge those who are litigating the land behind here to resolve the issue quickly so that B5 Plus can continue with their expansion. And so on behalf of the government and people of Ghana, it is my honor to declare the second phase expansion of the B5 Plus steel manufacturing facility duly commissioned. May this investment strengthen Ghana's economy, deepen our regional trade, and contribute to Africa's industrial renaissance. May God bless B5 Plus, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. I thank you.